Hey everybody, Jack here. Just here to leave a quick message before the podcast begins. We talk and joke about drugs and drug use a bit in this episode, so if you're uncomfortable with those kind of topics, or are maybe a bit younger, please don't watch the video. There's always a chance we'll be talking about drugs or making jokes about them, but we don't usually talk about them as much in other episodes to where I feel like we need to have a warning. But this is one of those occasions. So yeah, that's all. Thank you for your time and enjoy the episode. It's been about 6 months since the last episode, I think.
5 months.
5 months.
It's 5 months.
It will be 6 when this episode goes live. And it's weird because we've had that really long gaps between episodes before. But I think this is the first time we've had so much fucking stuff going on, in the background happening without making an episode.
Mm-hmm.
A crazy thing, I have a beard now.
And
what? A job. But the beard thing is more important.
I fucking moved.
That's less important than the beard, I think.
Oh my god, you're so cruel.
Oh my god. I didn't realize you were capable of growing facial hair. That's crazy.
Dude, and you want to know something really funny? It looks like shit.
It does.
It does. In fact, hold on, wait. I have my camera connected. Why am I saying it?
Oh
no.
My crap.
Lord.
Oh no.
It's so bad. Don't draw me with this beard in the thumbnail, please.
Do it.
Okay, I kind of want to now, though. What the heck?
And I'm dying. Welcome to the podcast. Hey everybody, welcome to Signal Received, the Sassline podcast. I am your always here host, Jack in Tosh. And with me today, I have Jess.
It's a chocolate stopper.
What?
Limp Biscuit reference.
Oh, I see. And then we have, returning after
3 years.
After 2 years. It's 2 years currently, but when will it be 3 years? I'd say in 3 or 4 months. Yeah, because it was you were on for the Halloween episode.
Yeah.
It's been nearly 3 years. Julia. Was Julia ever really gone though, since you do all the thumbnails for the podcast?
She was here in spirit.
I'm always...
Was always there in the credits.
No, sometimes you'd forget though. I'd have to be like, damn, this man.
What, about the thumbnail?
No, yeah, because in the description you'd forget to credit me, and I was like, oh my god.
How could you do
have
that?
I done that with the last one? No, because I have a description I copy from. I have a document. I literally cannot forget. Are you not in the credits of some episodes?
I think for one of them, but you changed it, so I think we're all good.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
I'm not gonna go back and check.
We have quite an exciting episode today, on the fact that none of us haven't planned anything. I have a story I can tell, and in the last episode I said I would tell, and that was 5 months ago. So if you've for some reason have been waiting for that, you'll hear the thrilling conclusion. But Jess also has a bunch of stuff to talk about from their move to Minnesota. So if you want to start on that, go for it.
Soda!
Do you want to go on?
Me?
Yeah, dude. Do you want to talk about your move to Minnesota?
I mean, sure. I mean, we could save your shit for last because I feel like that would be the best option here.
I wasn't saying leave it for last, but I don't know. I feel like I was joking before. Your move to Minnesota is definitely way more interesting than me growing the worst beard known to mankind.
Yeah, no, because not only did I move oh shit. Not only did I move like 6 days after I graduated from high school, I moved without like even saying goodbye to like most of my family, which was kind of a dick move considering I do love some of them still. Some of them I could really give a shit less, but that's besides the point. Uh, so most of you do know Eric, who has been on previous episodes. I moved in
Who
with.
is that?
Oh my god! I was just going to say who has been. I just said who has been on previous episodes. Why are you doing this
Has
to
he?
me? Oh my goodness. Uh,
Continue.
dementia arc Jack. But anyways,
Fucking everywhere at the end of time starts playing.
Wah, wah. But yeah, no. So I'm in an apartment with him, and literally nobody knows about this fucking town except the Mall of America, Bloomington. It's literally just um like a worse version of where I actually did live. Back in California. I only moved here because I wanted to go to the Minneapolis College of Art and Design, but um, considering how much I hate California, I think this is a lot better than being in California. Like, I would rather die to the blizzard than die of the extreme heat they're still having to this day.
What was bad about California?
Inflation, housing, poverty, um,
That just sounds
surfer,
like half of
surfer
America.
dude culture.
Okay, that's fair. All right, good point.
Is it? Well, I thought that's only like a bad thing in Southern California, or like.
Yeah, no, that's mostly in Southern California, but I did have a friend who unironically had like the iconic surfer dude accent. Like no hate to him, but it was
dude,
but
want to go catch some waves?
no, he did sound like that. He did sound like that. I swear to God. As much as I love him, every time I hear him talk, I would unironically try not to piss my pants.
Out of fear or out of anger?
No, no, out of like, I don't know. It was always so funny because
Wow.
Eric would always give me shit for having like the stereotypical Californian girl accent. But then actually hearing a stereotypical Californian accent come out as somebody I knew in real life, like it did not feel real. It didn't feel real.
I feel so bad for that guy. You're just publicly mocking his voice on a fucking podcast.
No, watch. He's gonna think it's the funniest shit ever.
Do you?
He will think it's the funniest shit ever, and I will prove it to you.
All right, guy whose name I don't know and who has the voice of a surfer dude. This episode goes out to you. And also Eric, who's dying right now. It's going out to 2 people.
Straight dedication to that friend and to Eric, because he unfortunately cannot be here. He is an ill little child.
He is dying from a disease called a cold.
Is he I think he's dying from ligma. Have you guys heard of that?
No, I haven't. Who the fuck is Steve Jobs?
Oh my god.
Do you want to continue your story, Jess?
I'm literally trying to think of anything I can talk about since I moved out here. Okay. The week after I moved here, I got a job in somewhere in the Mall of America. I'm not gonna say what store because I'm pretty sure like they'll come for my ass if I say anything. But let's just say I worked in retail in a really popular chain store. Nobody's gonna guess that. Because there's a lot of them.
Subway.
That's not retail. You fucking dumbass.
Fine. Fuck you. Fine.
Okay,
I want to change my answer. Can I phone a friend?
I don't know.
Julia, help me out.
What?
I'm phoning you.
I think Jess worked at Auntie Anne's Pretzels.
There we go.
Okay, no, because there was one of those in the Mall of America. So technically I could have worked there, but I didn't. But anyways, that's besides the point. During my month there, like, I was so chronically ill since I've moved here. Like, because not only did I like get there like a week ago, I also went to a fucking concert like the day after I got there. So I was constantly calling in work because have been having the worst insomnia. Oh my god, I can't speak today. The worst insomnia, like the worst
The worst
nausea.
insomnia and the worst speech impediment.
Oh, I swear to God.
Love you, Jess.
I love you too. I love Sarah more.
That's fair.
The worst anxiety, um, and I had to quit. Like my manager was like, "Are you really sure you can take on this job? This is like the busiest store in the mall." And I quit
Was it
because
really?
not only did they, huh?
Was it really the busiest store in like the entire mall?
It was one of the busiest stores during rush hour, and it was the biggest store nationally from that chain.
Huh.
Um so not only was I being paid like less than California minimum wage, which
Oh, dude,
back in California
that's so much fun.
they pay $15.50 an hour. Where most jobs here are paid above $15 now, but I cannot live off of that. Like a California wage is livable out here in some cases, but Minnesota's minimum wage is $11. They paid me only a little bit more than that. And I could not live off of that. Also, I found out later on that unless if you are employed by that store and you live in California, you are entitled to benefits. But if you live anywhere else, you're fucked. Like I have not been able to like afford health insurance, dental insurance for like most of my life. So finding out I didn't get benefits was like, oh, um, I kind of felt like I was being fucked over.
Dude,
Also because that
don't
job
you love
was
chains and how they like don't pay you enough?
I love capitalism.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
So
no,
just so
but that
everybody
job was
knows,
physically
like
demanding,
we are
mentally
all
demanding.
capitalists. We are all capitalists. This is a
Ew.
capitalist channel, a capitalist podcast. We're also far right. We're very racist and homophobic and other great things.
Jack, you were like the one privileged
True.
person here. I don't think you should be saying that. You have white privilege.
Okay, you're right. These two are the most racist,
Oh
homophobic
my.
people I've ever met.
What?
Bro, I hope white privilege ends just because of you, Jack.
Ugh.
I will give you the white privilege pass.
Thank you.
Hooray. I don't get that even though I'm in Minnesota, but still. I quit that job after like a month. I could not take it. I will be able to get a job later on once I get like job counseling. But since that, I actually started doing something else in my spare time. And it's like, considering my rank with that organization now, I kind of can't like speak for them, but I can like inform you about them. So I think I've said this to Jack many times because like I brag about this because it's like one of the highlights of my life and like it's brought me a lot of joy. It's very rewarding. But has anyone heard of the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence?
I have not.
Okay, literally all I can yeah. Okay, literally all I can say is that the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence is an international order of queer and trans nuns who go out and do charity and do activism performances depending on like everybody's own personal niche. So I'm part of a chapter that's called the Ladies of the Lakes, which is the biggest chapter in the Midwest, and the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence was originally from California, and considering there was a lot of them, I could have joined one out there, but I literally lived 2 to 3 hours away from every major fucking city in California. Like, I had nothing. And now that I live in Minneapolis, it was like, oh shit, it's right there. I may as well fucking go. So everybody who's there right now and who I've met so far is like really nice. It's like mostly like the older generation of gays and trans people. Um, I've literally had nothing but a good time with them. And I'm very happy that they were able to like accept me into the organization because you have to go through some steps in there because they like do a play on catechism and such. But most of it's just doing charity work. And at the end of the day, most of like the catechism and all that ranks and stuff is like made up. But we're still going out and doing good for the community. So that's all I've been doing in my spare time. I've been hanging out with gay people.
Dude, when you first told me about, like, that organization, I pictured them in my head as, like, a fucking league of the most coolest actual superheroes ever. Like, they have the cool league name. What was your chapter called again?
My chapter is called The Ladies of the
That's
Lakes.
so fucking cool.
Yeah,
Like,
and it makes sense because I live in the state of 10,000 lakes.
but no, like, when you told me that, I just imagined, like, fucking trans and gay vigilantes, like, going around and kicking Nazis or something. I was like, dude, you're joining them! That's so cool!
Bitch, I wish we could go fucking kick Nazis, but we have to keep like
Wait,
a
what's the name
good
of the
image.
organization?
What are you trying to say, Jess? That kicking Nazis isn't a
Okay,
good
like
image?
there's nothing okay. Um, being somebody who's like within the subculture myself, like I justify violence for like certain situations like such as kicking Nazis. But since I'm with an organization that focuses on letting bigots be bigots and go fucking rot in their fucking um
In their Reddit man
go
cave.
fucking yeah, in the man cave. Thank you. We just focus on letting them like do their fucking thing and they'll fucking rot in hell at the end of the day. Like somebody could give a shit less. Like if someone calls me a I was gonna say something but I can't say that. If somebody calls me one of those at like a fucking drag show or something, like I could literally just like brush it off. Like I'm out here to do good for people. I'm not here for you people.
I was really surprised when I saw there's this place I live right next to. It's like this community center.
Mhm.
And one day when I was outside it, I saw like I was hanging out with Penny, and or was I? I can't remember. No, I wasn't. Never mind. Fucking again, everywhere at the end of time starts playing. I was walking past this community center though, and there was like a bunch of people outside with like signs and crap, and I was like, oh, what's all this fun stuff? What do we? I can get behind a good rally, you know, a good what the hell am I thinking of?
A
A
protest?
protest, yeah. I can get behind a good protest if it's for a good cause. Walk up to this guy who's clearly like running it. I'm like, hey man, what's this all about? He says, there's a bloody I don't know why I'm doing that accent. There's a bloody uh wow,
Oh
I'm
my
forgetting all
god,
my
this
words.
is the dementia
Holy
episode.
shit. Drag queen. Jesus Christ. This really it's a dementia episode. I'm gonna write that down as the description. Yeah, this guy was saying how they're having a drag queen perform there. Like they're all drag queens are pedophiles. I'm like, oh, I'm in the wrong spot right now.
Yeah, it's oh my god. And considering that I like aside from being part of the LOL sisters, I would love to be like do like drag royalty on the side. But at the same time, it's like people are gonna accuse me of being a man.
That's what they're gonna accuse you of.
Yeah, because most people when they think of drag queens, they think of a man in a dress. But
Well,
about
most idiots think of them as
half.
pedophiles, so I thought you were gonna say that.
Oh yeah, no. But anyways, like half of the sisters in my chapter are like female identifying or AFAB. So
AFAB?
assigned female at birth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it kind of doesn't make sense. They're literally trying to pin it on men in dresses, but when that quote unquote man in a dress actually turns out to have like a female presenting voice, it's like, wow.
I love drag queens. I don't really partake in much of like drag queen culture, but I've only had good experiences with them. One time I was going to a concert in Manchester, and I didn't realize exactly how gay Manchester was, but there is a whole street called Gay Street, and it's not just a name.
Yeah.
It's not just a name. There, the second you step in there was like rainbow roads, and they drive on it like Mario Kart. And I was like, dude, there were so many drag queens everywhere. Me and my friend were like, we were going the wrong way, but we were so happy we were there. And then I nudged her and was like, hey, where do you think the queen of drag queens are? As I say that, not a beat fucking passes, a badass, like, full drag queen, like, full dress, walked out, and in, like, in the best voice ever, like, oh fuck, what did she say? It really is the dementia episode. I can't remember what he said.
It really depends. I think like when they're in
she?
drag, it's a she.
He, right?
It depends.
They.
Yeah, just they, because some people like to use different pronouns.
Right, whatever. They said, like, the most queer, like, drag queen thing you could say. That was like, yeah, you go, girl, or something like that. And I was like, I love this so
Jack,
much.
it's amazing that you mentioned Manchester, because there's actually a Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence chapter in fucking Manchester.
And I can't join, and I'm pissed. I would join.
Bro, you can join. Like, literally anybody can fucking join.
I can be a sister?
A sister, or what we like to call a guard. They both serve the same purpose, but guards are people who are more like masculine presenting.
Can I be a janitor?
Literally, you could be whatever the fuck you want depending on your house. Okay, and also, while I think about it, I was thinking about how last night there was a big ass thunderstorm. Minnesota, in the summer, has thunderstorms. I'm not used to that.
Oh, I'm really upset
where
now.
where the fuck else can you like go out at 9 p.m. and all of a sudden it starts pouring down rain? There's a fuck ton of lightning.
Dude, I love thunderstorms, though.
I hate thunderstorms.
This summer in the UK has been, at least around my area, has been really crap. Like, we had really, like, it was really hot for like 1 or 2 weeks. And that was in, I think, like, late June. And then July came around. For the entire month, it was just rain and sadness.
Bro.
It was such a bummer. Because, like, I'm not a big fan of the heat. Like, I would prefer it to be nice and, you know, cool, like a cool breeze. But I at least want a bit of sun. Like, well, I don't want rain all the fucking time. And I feel bad for something I did to... I guess this kind of segues onto what I want, or, like, into a bit of a story.
Yes, please tell us that story. We need to hear it.
I will. Sit down, kiddos, and shut up and let me weave my tale of how I am the worst fucking co-worker of all time. So I got a job recently at this corner store, with a name so British that I genuinely think I would rather shoot myself in the foot than tell anybody where I work. I should probably delete that in case that part in case my coworkers listen.
In case somebody finds this episode.
They probably won't get this far in. It's probably fine. Yeah, I was working with this guy who I'm gonna call Carl. Carl's a good name.
What's the name of my dad? Fun fact.
So I was working with Julia's dad, and like an hour before we close up shop, we usually go to the back of the shop and close up the containers, which has like a bunch of beer in them, like pop, like Pepsi and Coke and shit. And right when we were about to do that, storm hit. And it was raining down. And it had been raining like a little bit that day, and I had walked out at some point and gotten all wet, and that wasn't very fun. But eventually one of us had to go in and obviously lock up while this storm was going on. And so he said, okay, one of us has to go close up the back. Who wants to do it? And even though I didn't really get that wet, I looked at him and went, I've already been out today, man. I think it's your turn. He goes, okay. Walks out, 10 minutes go by, walks back in, the dude's fucking drenched. And I feel so guilty.
My God.
Because compared
How
to
could
him...
you do this to my dad?
Because I didn't want to do it and your dad, like, was being paid to. That's so shitty of me to say.
You weren't getting paid enough, so you sacrificed somebody else. What is it? Speaking of, like, getting drenched, this was also when I was here for, like, my second week. I believe my second week. I don't remember. It's been too long. I walked out of a Target one day. Let's start right here. When I went into Target, it was sunny. It was partly cloudy, but it didn't look like rain was gonna come, okay? I walk out about 30 minutes later. Me and Eric are stranded in front of the Target because it is absolutely pouring down rain. Like, it's like God sent, like, God is trying to fucking punish me for my sins.
This is what you get
like,
for being an emo,
that's
Jess.
how... Oh my God, I swear! But that's how hard it was raining. The car was all the way at the end of the fucking parking lot. We got fucking drenched. We sat in the car, we sat in the car completely fucking wet, like, drenched from head to toe. Like, there was water in my boots.
Oh, no. Dude, that must be so fucking gross.
But yeah, it's a lot different from California, and I can't wait until the winter. At least the winter's gonna be tame this year, and it's not gonna be hell like it was last year. Speaking of weather, what's the weather on the East Coast like, Julia?
It's actually not horrible. Like, I'm in Boston now, and, like, I work in Cambridge, and, like, Cambridge rains a ton because there's a bunch of, like, reservoirs there, and, like, ponds and stuff, because I work at, actually, wait, can you bleep that out? I work at a lab in Cambridge that has to do with...
Yeah, I can bleep that out.
But yeah, East Coast is, like, fine. In the winter, it gets really bad. Well, not horrible. Like, last winter was pretty tame. It was just, like, cold, but it didn't really snow that much. But I know in Minnesota it gets really bad because I used to live there, like, when I was, like, 6 or whatever. And, like...
Yeah, and and then I told you a while ago, I went through the town you lived in, but I was in, like, the bumfuck nowhere part of town. And I was driving at, like, it was probably, like, 11:30 at night.
I
It was
bet.
so
I don't
fucking
know.
scary.
I, like, don't really have a ton of memories from when I lived there, but, like, it was super rural. And, like, I don't know. Kind of scary.
I also heard nothing about that town except the Walmart is kind of weird.
I didn't even know that we had a Walmart. I remember, like, living very close to, like, a Target, like, 5 minutes away from a Target, but also, like, it could have been, like, demolished or something, because I lived there, like, basically, like, what, more than 10 years ago.
Julia, I have a question for you. Because I asked this to Jess before, and then I just found out yesterday that the US has had Aldi's for a while now.
Aldi's?
Yes.
Like a,
Yes,
is that like a
we
store
do.
or something?
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah.
Aldi's a grocery, like, an international grocery store chain, but they're mostly prominent in Europe.
Wait, let me look this up. Because there might not be any on the East Coast.
How fucking long has the US had Aldi's for?
Well, I knew that there's Aldi in, California, but I did not live within, like, driving distance to them. And then when I moved to Minnesota, I found that. But yeah, and then when I found out, and then when I moved to Minnesota, I found out there was like 2 or 3 or 4 near me. It was weird.
Why are there so many fucking Aldi? Like, okay, my knowledge of Aldi's was that it was like a UK thing in most of Europe, and then there was like quite a few in Australia, because Australia is... They share quite a few things with the UK, don't they? If an Australian is listening, ignore that part. Don't fucking shout at me in my emails. Or, like, Twitter or something. Also Elon Musk, it's still Twitter, fuck you. He's apparently getting really pissed off about that. Did you tell me that,
Yeah.
Jess? Yeah, you did.
Oh my god. What is it? I deleted Twitter. I got the fuck off Twitter when it changed from the bird logo to X, because now the branding's just ruined. Like, it's not even recognizable anymore. Like, it even sounds dumb to tweet on X, because it makes more sense to say you're tweeting on Twitter.
No, now you have
Oh,
to... They've
what
even
the
changed the
heck?
tweet button. Now you're posting on X.
That is
No
so
fucking
stupid.
way.
Yeah, dude? Hold on.
Why do billionaires ruin everything? I swear to God. Why can't they all just... I'm gonna sound like so fucking cruel right now, but like, why can't they all just like go in like a tiny ass submarine and die like Scott Rush did? I sound like an asshole, and unfortunately, one of those people was like dragged on there. Like, he was
Yeah,
kind of
dude, it
guilt
was a
tripped
kid
into it.
too.
Yeah, he was he was guilt tripped into that. And I feel bad for that kid because like obviously he did not deserve that, and his billionaire dad fucking wanted him to go with that.
This
But
is a
also,
very topical
can we
episode.
I'm sorry.
No,
but-
I'm saying that because, like, that fucking
I
thing
know.
happened a month ago.
I know that happened a month ago, but it's like, oh,
A little late.
but at the same time, I'm like, I hate billionaires. I want most of them to just die. Like, why are all the good people dying? Sinead O'Connor fucking died.
Who was that guy that voiced, fucking Johnny Hardwick, who voiced a character in King of the Hill? He just died. And I've seen...
Yeah, I heard.
I've seen Twitter, like, light up about that. Also, on that note, and I swear I'll shut up about it, I love how... Like, obviously they've renamed it to X. I still type in twitter.com and it still comes up with twitter.com, though. I love that.
That's so fucking stupid. Like, you... Okay, he could pay for, like, a big ass like, seizure-inducing sign, which he was forced to take down because he did not have the
Yeah.
permit to put it up. But he didn't have the money to buy a new domain.
How?
But at the same time,
He's
if he
literally
did-
the richest man in the planet.
he's the richest man in the fucking planet. Yeah, but oh my god, he could buy that fucking domain, and he could try at least find something
Yeah.
creative to call it, because x.com sounds like an adult site.
Just put an SE in front of it. I love how long it took you to connect the dots on like the most childish joke I've ever made on this fucking podcast, and then you still laughed at it. I feel like the hosts for this episode is only, like, we have a collective IQ of about 10, and Julia has about 8 IQ.
Oh my god.
Me and Jess only share
Oh
1.
my god.
I'm still calling you... I'm sorry, Julia. I just called you stupid even
No,
even
it's
then. I'm
okay.
sorry.
No, you called her smarter than
My
us.
head is so empty right now.
I was gonna say, Julia, do you have anything you want to talk about?
Okay, this actually okay, this is so random, but you guys know like the YouTuber Leafy is here?
Yeah,
You
no.
were talking about the picture of him, aren't you?
Yeah, and I was shook. I'm like, what the heck? That ain't Leafy, that's Branchy.
Branchy is gone.
And I was like shook. Because I was one of those like girls in like 2016, I was like 12 or something. And I was like, oh my god, Leafy is so cute. And then he's experiencing twink death. And he's no longer the beautiful twink
He
thing.
looks like the stereotypical like Discord.
Yeah, he
mod.
does. And then it's really funny because, like, on his Instagram, he'll be like, hey guys, I'm in Chicago. Does anyone want to come chill and smoke with me? And he just, like, it's really weird. And I think it's, like he hangs out with his fans and stuff in person. And it's just weird.
And smokes weed with them, though.
I don't even know if he would be able to smoke weed. I don't know if weed's legal in Illinois, but it's legal here in Minnesota now. It's legal
I
here
feel
in
like
Minnesota
smoking
now.
weed with I feel like smoking weed with Leafy would be like the worst
Nightmare blunt
experience
rotation.
ever. I don't know why. I feel like I feel like I feel like I'd hit the bong, it would fucking settle in, and then Leafy would just start talking, and I would just be like, oh, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up.
Sorry, I'm checking to see if weed is legal in Illinois.
Where is weed legal in the US?
The only states I know of are California and Minnesota because I only lived in those two states, and because I lived in California, like no one had any fucking shame in like smoking weed or anything. Like I had friends in high school who smoked weed.
I've heard that Canada is a great place to smoke weed because, like, I don't know if it's entirely legal, but I know that a lot of the cops just like don't really give a shit.
Oh my god.
It's
It's
legal
legal where
in
it's legal in
Illinois.
Massachusetts because I literally live next to a
Is
smoke
weed
shop. But that's also because I'm in the city, but I don't know.
Oh,
I'm s-
cannabis
I'm-
is legal in Canada.
I'm not old enough to get weed on my
Oh yeah, you
own.
have to be 21. I'm almost old enough
But
to
it-
buy weed legally.
Yeah, but it's
I mean, I don't buy
but
it,
it's-
period, guys.
but it's like the last time I like had like an actual edible instead of like THC oil or any of that shit. What is it? I had a really bad trip in the back of someone's car, and that was no fucking fun because I had a migraine at the end of the night.
I've tried to smoke weed twice now, and both times they have not worked, and I'm really pissed off about it. Like my girlfriend gave me the what is it joint? Yeah,
The
joint.
joint.
The joint. I don't fucking know. What is it?
Yeah, it's a joint.
If it was okay, no. I don't know weed culture. Is it like if it doesn't have tobacco in it, it's a joint, but if it does, it's like a spliff or some shit?
I guess I don't know anything about it.
I don't know either. Regardless, I smoked it in. I was like, that tastes like shit. She's like, yeah, but don't worry, it gets better when it kicks in. I smoke it a few more times. This is my first time doing it, so I don't want to go too hard. I'm like, okay, that's enough. She
Yeah.
gets high real fucking quick, obviously because she smoked it, and so it gets into your system like really quickly.
Yeah, I think she sounds like she might have like a really like a lower tolerance for it.
So yeah, she smoked it. We went into my bedroom, and she was fucking zoinked. She, dude, she was really high. I sat there. I laid down, staring at the ceiling for about 5 minutes, and then went, "Yeah, nothing's fucking happening." I feel exactly the same. I don't get why I didn't get, because I did it the second time, and I definitely smoked it right, or I did something right, because I didn't get high, but I did have a fucking stomach ache.
Well, were you
Which
using like
was
the same
fun.
like kind of I don't know.
So my last,
And for some reason, it also depends on what variant you get,
There
what
are-
strain you get. I don't pay attention to that shit. But I don't
Yeah.
even do weed anymore though. I can't get persecuted for this, but I once got high at school. Like the day before I saw Depeche. I mean, like a few hours before I saw Depeche Mode, I had an edible, and I was in. I'm not gonna say what class it was because if the person who did teach this course heard this, he would probably be terrified. But yeah, no, I got high in a class, and then the person who gave me the edible turns around and they're like, Jess, are you okay? Because what is it? I had my head down because like my head felt heavy and I got so sleepy immediately. And then the high feeling went away like when we were an hour away from Sacramento. It took hours for it to wear off.
you know what we need to do at some point?
7-Life weed set.
Yeah, we need to have a signal received episode. It needs to be on 420, and it needs to just be like all the hosts being like high as fuck.
True. Well, I don't think it's like it's not. How many of the hosts are like over 21 though? That's a problem.
Not me.
That did not. I was about to say that did not fucking stop Jess. And also depends where you are.
True.
Because like Yeah, again, Canada.
Well,
I'm
actually,
pretty sure needs to
wait.
be-
Yeah, it
Hold
also
on.
depends if you have a license.
I could get weed medically or something. But also, 420 this year is like 9 days before my birthday. So
Oh, hell.
I could have achieved greatness.
Good birthday present. We get to record the podcast. Hi. Also, any Canadian hosts, you must either be 18 or 19 years of age to buy, possess, and use
marijuana.
No, thank you.
Weed.
My dad just interrupted the podcast. Everybody give a round of applause to my dad, who I love very much.
Yay, Jack's dad. Slay.
Yeah, dude. Love it when he comes into the podcast. Anyway, in Canada, you must be either 18 or 19 years of age to buy, possess, and use cannabis in Canada. Is that the same for, like, alcohol?
Probably.
I know in America you need to be 21 to buy.
Yeah, in America you have to
like,
be
beer.
21 to get a lot of to be well, if you're 18, you can get some services depending on if you have a license or if you're enlisted in the army, but a majority of the time you do have to be 21.
Wait, Jess. This is a random question, but at like your high school and stuff, were there like what was like the culture around like being high? Because at my school, like there was like a stoner group, but I feel like not many people in my high school did drugs.
Well, my stoner friends were separate from the regular stoner group because the people in the stoner group were actually like apparently they were terrible fucking people. Yeah, that's literally all I can say about it. Like, the stoner group there was just a bunch of terrible people, and I didn't ever, like, associate with them. And to be honest, some of them hated me because for some reason they try to, like, blame some shit on me that I wasn't at fault for. No, and what is it? Oh my god, this is sort of on topic, but my last year of high school, like, the fire alarm went off about, like, 20 fucking times throughout
Well,
the
because someone
year.
probably wanted to
20
get
to
out,
30
like, taking a
fucking
test or
times.
something.
And no, it's because people were like, it was either people were vaping in the bathrooms or it was a false alarm. It was one or the other. For some reason, it would go off at the worst possible times.
What is the worst drug any, like, of your fellow students did while in your high school?
Oh, I don't know because
'Cause
I only
I
know
can tell
people
you
doing
mine.
weed.
There was a student in my year, actually, who we eventually found out got kicked out of college.
Mhm.
Not college, high school. Why did he get kicked out of high school? Dude was doing crack in the bathroom.
Oh!
I knew it.
The thing is, I knew that guy too. I'd ran into him a couple times. And I was like, wow, I hate this dude. I hope he gets, like, kicked out at some point so I don't need to deal with him. A week goes by, he gets kicked out for doing crack. I'm like, thank you, God.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I have a friend now who, like, he did shrooms, like, last year, and then he moved on to LSD, and it kind of fucked him up for, like, a while, but that's all I know.
Yeah, no, because LSD is, like, apparently, like, a really antisocial drug.
I feel like I should clarify this. We do not condone, like, heavy drug use of drugs that, like, are actually, like, weed. Fucking smoke weed. Like, weed isn't going to fuck you up. But drugs like crack and LSD. Are mushrooms that bad? Mushrooms are bad, right? Like, they're pretty bad?
Yeah, it depends. I don't know.
Yeah. Sometimes it depends for some drugs. But hard drugs like crack and heroin are like, oh, fuck no.
Yeah, okay, look. Heavy drugs like that, we do not condone. Weed is good, though.
Absolutely
Do
not.
weed. Smoke that shit. Give me some. Don't send me some to
You're
this
not
PO
gonna get
box.
high. Fuck, we have 10 minutes. What else do we talk
We
about
have-
besides
we have
doing
10
drugs?
minutes. We can go as long as we want to.
You know what? That's a valid point.
I could tell the story I've been meaning to tell the entire episode and just like forgot about.
I forgot. Make the title of this podcast I forgot.
I forgot.
You should draw us all smoking weed in the thumbnail.
True, I will. I deadass will.
And draw me in a big ass parka since I moved to Minnesota.
Okay, I'll do that, and I'll draw Jack in like a nursing home.
You're gonna give me like a cane. It's also the episode where I die because I've had a cough, and like I'm gonna have to do so much editing to my audio alone just because of how much I've been coughing this podcast. If you haven't heard it, I've been doing my job right. Right, okay, I have a story though that I said I was gonna talk about last episode and hinted at the beginning of this episode.
Yeah.
I call this story The Ballad of Lamb Chop, which is a great start. And hey, look at that. We're in high school again, so that's cool. So, in high school, there was this club I would go to. Not like a cool club. It was a club for losers and nerds. It was called Games Club. And Games Club was basically just where, like, the people that didn't talk to the cool kids went. Like, there was people that played fucking Nintendo in there, which, quite frankly, I think if you play Nintendo, you're awesome. But the cool kids that played fucking Geometry Dash didn't agree. Fucking losers. Hate those guys. And it was basically where me and all my friends went. Like, we would just go hang out there, play games, put funny videos on the monitor, on, like, the projector. And then we had a mascot. And we got a mascot one day, and the guy that ran the place, who is a legend, I fucking love that guy. He brought in this, like, styrofoam lamb figure, and it was pretty big. Like, you would need to hold it in two hands.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just stuck demon eyes onto it and called it Lamb Chop. He is Lamb Chop, the devil lamb. What the fuck?
Iconic.
I mean, I love that thing. Everybody loved that thing. That little lamb was the mascot for Games Club. And it was the coolest thing we'd ever had. One day, I walk in the morning. It is like 6:30. No. Oh, Jesus Christ, I wouldn't be there that early. It was like 8 in the morning. And I walk in, and there is immediately a commotion going on. And I go to Penny. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? She goes, Lamb Chop has been murdered.
Oh my god!
Not really. No, not murdered, but somebody did. She was like, okay, somebody dropped Lamb Chop, and his little hoof fell off. I was like, oh no, one of his legs broke off. That sucks. It's okay. We took it to the nearest hospital though, and got it patched up. Got its little leg taped back on. It was fine. Everything was okay. 2 weeks later, we walk in. Its whole, like, head is gone. There is no fixing that. This was a sad day.
Oh, man.
And then we started planning a funeral.
Oh my god. Real.
And let me tell you, it gets so much better. A week later, we finally have the funeral. I go to the teacher, like the guy that ran it, and I go, okay, so where are we holding this thing? He goes, follow me. And he stands up on a chair in front of the club and goes, okay, everybody, anybody that wants to join Lamb Chop for the funeral, follow me. There was like 24 people in there when he said that. There was like 3 left when he was done. We all walked out to the front of the school. And there is like a small section that actually has a grave there. Not like a tombstone, but like a memorial. I should say memorial. But it had like the spot for a grave. Maybe somebody is buried there. If so, I'm very concerned, but whatever. We walked to like a spot a little bit far away from that. It's like this little patch of dirt. The guy brings out a shovel and just starts digging a hole, and then puts the box of lamb chop into the grave. 18 out of the, like, 20 people that came then said, like, their final goodbyes to this fucking inanimate object. Me included. Hell yes, I said my final goodbyes. I love that thing. And then we buried it. And now, that was like 5 years ago. Every time I walk past that school, which I still do, because I lived like 5 minutes away from it when I went to that fucking place. I walked past the desecrated corpse of a fucking styrofoam lamb called Lamb Chop. I've considered grave robbing. Just like going to the front with a shovel and digging up Lamb Chop. Just like trying to bring him back.
Did you ever find out who killed him?
Now, this may be slander, and I may need to double check, but I'm pretty sure the culprit was actually my dear friend Penny.
What?
My dear friend Penny, who viciously murdered Lamb Chop by accidentally knocking him off the side of the table.
I just said Penny as a joke. Holy shit.
I think I might be wrong. Maybe she's the one that broke Lamb Chop's leg. I know she did something. I need to figure out what though. But yeah, that was fucking crazy, and I've never had like a funnier experience while at that school. Like that place made school good. Like I actually enjoyed going to school because of that fucking stupid club. It was awesome.
Damn. If only I could say the same for mine.
We still got plenty of time left to record this thing, and that was a fairly short story.
Yeah, so what do we do to close this off?
Well, first of all, Julia, you got anything else you want to talk about?
Anything else I want to talk about? I don't think so.
You know what? I feel like we're gonna take up a lot of time talking about this, but Barbie.
Dude, I can't take up any time talking about it. I haven't fucking watched it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. Oh, I saw
my god, I
Oppenheimer,
thought
and
you did! No, you saw Oppenheimer. Fuck, I didn't get to watch Oppenheimer because I was eepy. I was sleepy. Ooh, I slept in until like 2 p.m.
Yeah, it's pretty boring, and also, my friend booked us seats in the front row.
Why?
Ew, dude.
So, like, my neck was hurting at the end of it, and I think I, like, fell asleep during part of it.
Wow.
It's a good movie if you care about, like, the history, but I do not, so...
It's like 3 hours long. I could not sit through that shit, but I watched Barbie twice, and I may get to watch it a third time because I do want to take, like, one of the sisters with me because she hasn't watched it yet, and that would be so fucking fun. I'd get to cry again.
I have not watched either yet, but I really want to because I have heard great things about both films. That's okay. I did hear a weird thing about Oppenheimer though. Like the reviews and memes I had seen did not prepare me for this random meme I saw of like apparently there's like 3 sex scenes in the entire film.
Yeah.
I've heard.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they really aren't necessary at all. But like, well, can I spoil it?
Cillian Murphy getting that Oppenheimer. That's all you gotta say.
Yeah, pretty much.
I would say no because I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
I do still plan to.
Just be prepared for just a lot of nudity.
A lot of nudity.
A lot of it, bro. How could I spoil the history already happened? All those people died. Spoiler alert, World War II happened.
I also briefly heard about the plot of Barbie, and that is a really weird plot that I'm very excited to see. Hey, maybe I'll do a quick little Patreon only review of Barbie and Oppenheimer if I bother to see them, which I might.
Wait, isn't like the plot of Barbie, like the plot of Barbie is like she stops being a Barbie or something, she has to go to the real world? I don't really know.
And then Ken does the same?
Yeah, it's something like that, but I don't want to go into like full detail of it because I watched that twice and I still can recall like a lot of the movie.
Right, well, everybody is silent, and I think that's a pretty good indicator that we should end this fucking episode. Thank you everybody for listening. No, I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna say we're back, but knowing me, that is a complete fucking lie.
We're so back,
We are
baby.
so back, baby. Let's go. New episodes at the end of every month. Let's see how long this lasts. Place your bets. I'm going to say 3 episodes, and then there'll be another, 4-month gap.
Oh hell no.
How long do you think, then?
I'm thinking like, oh god, I don't even know.
See, there we go.
But let's manifest that it does not happen.
Yeah, dude, let's manifest that. Oh, no, it's over.
Damn.
I was your main host, and always have been, and probably always will be, and that was a voice crack, Jack. This episode was co-hosted by Jess.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Jess. Since I don't use Twitter anymore, you can only find me in my Instagram, which is vampire with a Y dot punks with a K. I mean, with an X. Fuck.
You can find your link in the description, because I'm pretty sure we all have funky usernames that none of us really know how to spell even ourselves. This episode was also co-hosted by the amazing artiste, Julia.
Yippee! Slay. Y'all can find me at Asian Pizza pretty much everywhere. Asian Pizza with 3 Z's. And yes, I do art for the podcast. And I'm also making a comic, but also I kind of stopped doing that for a month. But I'm trying to get on the
Please bring it back. I love it.
Thank you.
I haven't seen this. I want to see this.
It's on my
Go
art
on Instagram.
And before I end the episode, you should donate to our Patreon if you want to support more funky stuff like this.
Yeah. Give us money.
And considering we only have one patron, I feel like we might as well just shout them out when I find who the fuck it is. Thank you. That's their real name, so I'm going to say the nickname next to it. Thank you, Odyssey, for the $2 a month donation. Yay!
Yay!
Over on the Patreon.
Hooray!
Over on the Patreon, if you donate $2 a month, you get bonus folders for every single video we release. That's Film Touch with Me, Signal Received, eventually the Sata live streams, when we start making them. You can, what other shit do you get? Hold on. Well, what did I write down in the membership? Behind the scenes, bonus videos, video scripts. So scripts for stuff like Film Touch of Me, and your name in the Signal Received credits on the video version. So yeah, it's only like $2 a month. And then I can pay my artists, like Julia, I guess.
Yeah, and me, you can pay.
I won't
me
pay
to be a
Jess. I won't pay Jess.
showrunner.
Don't worry.
Oh my
Wow.
god!
Your money will go to support Jess at some point, I am sure. It will pay for
Hooray.
Final Frontier. So yeah, I mean you will be getting paid, won't you?
Hooray!
Hooray! Jess gets
Yippee.
paid.
Hip, hip,
Jess
hooray.
gets to eat noodles another day.
No!
You don't like noodles?
No.
Jess
Well,
isn't getting paid
Depends.
because they have
Depends on
dog shit.
depends on
takes.
my mood. Depends on my mood. I
Dog
swear
shit
to God.
takes. Dog shit takes.
No! Stop!
Julia will just get your pay.
Yes.
Fuck you.
Yes.
Ugh.
If you want to donate to the Patreon, go to patreon.com/SassaLineMedia or go to the link in the description. And that is all. Thank you everybody for listening to this episode. We'll be back next month, hopefully, with a new host as well.
I'll
'cause
kick your ass
somebody
about
else
it, Jack.
Fuck you. Goodbye.